Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey, everybody, how we doing? For those of you who celebrate the holidays, hopefully you're having a good day and a nice family day and things of that nature. I remember when I used to have a bigger family, even though we was Muslim and we didn't celebrate Christmas and things and New Year's and all that, we would try to go and see our families, because a lot of times, especially for us Black people, that's when our families gather. They gather around the holidays. And whether we celebrate it or not, we would go and see our family members, people we haven't seen in a while, and reconnect with them. And we also saw it as a chance to like give dawah, really, and just kind of connect, because I know sometimes when you become Muslim, especially for our generation, we was the first Muslims in the family, and so people, it was just foreign to the rest of the family. They didn't know how to react to you. They didn't know in what ways you had changed. Some of that was just curiosity. Some of it was negative. Some of it was positive, or whatever. So, we had to make a point of bringing out, making way and making time to go around our non-Muslim family members, especially if we was close still, and just reconnect with them. Like, I'm still your cousin, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm still your, whoever you are, your niece, and and all that type of stuff. So we got a live one. It's interesting that this would be one of the first comments. And I put it like this. Okay, you're the most popular. Pick Misha. Always bashing Black women, never hold Black men accountable. I doubt highly that's a brother behind that, but if it is, see what I mean? See what I mean? And here's the thing. I don't have, how can I put this? I don't care whether or not people like what I'm saying. I don't care. Okay. They didn't like Jesus. And they didn't like Moses. And they didn't like Muhammad. And they didn't like Abraham. And I'm nowhere near any of them people I just named. But the reason why those people were disliked is because it was true what they were saying. And anytime you bring truth anywhere, there will be few who embrace it, and there will be many who hate you for that. Hate you for that. And you would think, well, I'm just trying to do good. I'm just trying to, don't nobody care. Nobody cares about you trying to tell the truth to nobody. People like the comfort of their lives. People like the comfort of living in the lie. People like the comfort of that. They like the delusions. This is why Black people can't be helped. The vast majority of Black people cannot be helped. And the reason that they cannot be helped is because they think Black people, us, we think that you have to like the help that you receive. And if you do not like the help that you receive, you are not responsible for receiving it. So if you don't like the messenger, if the message itself makes you uncomfortable, or you don't like how the message or the help makes you feel, as Black people, we will reject truth, we will reject support, we will reject the very things that are presented to us to edify us and to help us become better people and to help us become all the things that we say we want to become, if we don't like how the help was given. If we don't like how the help is given, we as a group of people in general, we view help and support among us with a consumer's mindset. You got to sell help to us. You got to package help to us. You have to package it to us. You got to market it. You have to market help to Black people, particularly American Blacks. You gotta market help to us. If it's not packaged properly, if we don't like the way it smells, or we don't like the way it looks, or we don't like specifically if we don't like the way it feels, we will hate it. And not only will we reject the help, we will then turn around to attack the help or the person or people who are giving the help. We do that. We do that quite often, as a matter of fact. We do it often. Because when I talk about what we are doing as a group of women, even saying what the wrong is considered a bash. To say, see, I'll say, for example, when I want to differentiate what kind of woman I'm talking about, and I differentiate that by saying hyenas or lionesses, you'll have a percentage of so-called women not like, well, why does she have to say all the women are hyenas? Women should support women. I hate when women don't support other women. Define support. Define women. Define them. Yeah, I want the definition. Like I legit want the definition. The reason why feminism spread, and it's well beyond feminism. Feminism is actually too light of a word. I haven't found the word yet for what it really is. Or maybe we have. It's really, feminism is just internal white supremacy for packaged for women specifically. But feminism is actually too light of a word for that, for what it is. But the reason why it was spread or able to spread was because you had hyena sympathizers among the women. These were the women who we would today call chameleons. The fence sitter. Because they were more so not really, they didn't know which side was going to win, so they sat the fence. And they sympathized, quote unquote, with, oh, the women, need sisterly support. Do they? Do they? All the women need to be sisters. Do they? Because I'm not sisters with hyenas. I'm not sisters with them. That's not my tribe. That's not my tribe at all. Not even slightly. And they're not my tribe just because we're not cut from the same cloth. We're not cut from the same cloth. A hyena would rather see my head cut off than to speak to me or support me or be kind. And I'm talking about in the real world, not on YouTube. It's just that I'm not going to sit here and be delusional about who these women are to the men and to other women who do not agree with their stances. I'm not going to be delusional about that. The hatred that hyenas have in their hearts, that's not to be taken lightly. I don't take that lightly. It's not superficial. It's real. It's real. That's a real thing. They're not just bumping their gums. The stuff that they do to men in real time, you think they won't do that to other females once given the opportunity to do that? See, because I watch how other folks treat other folks. If these hyenas can treat the men who support them, love them, provide for them, give resources for them, will fight for them, will die for them, will kill for them, if they're willing to throw those men under the bus, conspire against them, lie on them, and I'm talking about in a collective sense, lie on them, scheme on them. Hey, baby, so there's not enough cloth for all of us to be cut from. Exactly. Cloth ain't big enough. If these females can do that to the people in their world that are close to them, that they claim to love or be family with or close to, what I think they're gonna do to me with me? How do I think that they feel about me? Or any other lioness, not even just me personally, but any lioness. How do I think that they feel about other lionesses? Allah already told us about that kind of stuff in the Quran. He talked about the evil that come through people from people's mouths. Their hearts contain much worse than that. Much worse than that. And he follows it up by saying, I know what they reveal and what they conceal. The Bible tell you that. What issue forth from a man's mouth is what's in his heart. I didn't even mean to start this off like that. It was a little bit of a sidetrack, but probably needed to be said. I don't care what a hyena, male or female, got to say. I'm not gonna buddy up with no chicks that can't stand my guts. I'm not buddying. I'm not even gonna try to like fake that. I can be cordial. I don't have to be rude. I don't have to be tearing nobody's head off every time that I come around or anything like that. I don't have that type of energy. But at the same time, I'm no fool. See all of that nice, you know, you're chilling one day and the next day you mad. I don't treat that light. I'm gonna be right back because I'm cooking. Not Christmas dinner. Good Lord. I'm cooking just regular dinner. But I'll be right back. My apologies.
video where this woman reveals the truth about being married, and you got to watch it all the way to the end.
I hate being fucking married. I long for the day to be single again. This shit is not fucking gold. And no matter how much I try, no matter what I do, at the end of the day, I still just want the fuck out. I want to be single. I know I can love myself better alone than anybody can love me with them. I love who I am, but I do not love who I am with this person. I hate being fucking married. And on my life, once this shit is over, I would never fucking get married again.
But hear me out. After she said all that, then she said this.
You ask him for $20 after screaming to the world you hate being married.
And after she did that, she posted this.
Since y'all know every damn thing, what kind of lighter is this? God damn. Melt your fucking eyebrows.
What do you think? Do you think this queen's marriage really represents what marriage is really all about? Leave a comment to let me know. I'm Tierka with the T. Follow for more. Did you see the viral video?
Now, from the snippet, and I've never seen either of those women before, you got on the internet to proclaim that you hated marriage and that you hated your marriage and that you could not stand to be with this man, and you know all of this foolishness, all of the foolishness, only to in other clips seem to be on good terms with your husband. The problem that I see here is that even if it's all sort of a joke or whatever, or you or you did it as a skit and you didn't really mean what you said, or any of the other excuses, the first thing is that people don't understand you speak certain things over your life and over your marriage. I want to be single. And she said that with probably mock emotion and fervor, but it was said, it was spoken out of her mouth. Now, when she ends up divorced, or if she ends up divorced, she's going to be crying again on that same TikTok about why her marriage is broken. The other bigger point was that if it is a skit, that's actually worse than if she got on there really feeling like that. Let's say she got on there not really feeling like that, and it was like a skit, or it was done for clicks and views, and she actually does not feel that way about her husband. You've gotten online to tell a lie about an institution that Allah created to dissuade other women away from marriage. What did she say her mental illness was? What did she say that was? I see it as a part of the campaign against marriage, as part of the campaign against doing what is right, a campaign against not only men specifically, but against the concept of entering into covenant rather than entering into all of these other transactional, contractual, situational things between men and women. It's yet another pile-on for marriage is bad and the demonization of a system that Allah created so that men and women could interact with each other positively and fruitfully and productively. And then it be cap, because if that's cap, she got on there to lie on that man. He ain't doing nothing to her. So you got on to say to other women how horrible your husband is and marriage in general, how you want to be single. But if it's for clicks and views, then you're lying on his name. You lying on his reputation. You're lying about the nature of your relationship that he's probably trying very hard to sustain. You lying on it. See, they don't be grasping, even if at their big age, they don't be grasping the magnitude of the stuff that they do. It's literally like children, and I hate to say that. It's literally like kids that don't be knowing the magnitude of stuff, and they just do it, and they just say it, and they may know it's right or wrong, but they don't be knowing the depth of how wrong, why it's wrong, why they shouldn't do it. You understand what I mean? Don't understand, like I said, the magnitude of what they do. And then when that magnitude is discussed, it's called bashing. When that magnitude is discussed, then it's not that deep. When the magnitude is discussed, then it's mind your business. When the magnitude is discussed, then it's don't judge it. When the magnitude is discussed, when we start peeling the layers back to see just how deep the foolishness actually goes and what it actually means and the results that it actually yields and the repercussions and reverberations that it actually produces, the fruit that it actually produces in real time, when we talk about it, now it's not that deep. You doing too much. You bashing Black women. You pay attention to your own life. Who are you to say something? All of that. We don't like no corrections. Black people as a whole, we don't like no corrections. Let me pivot to the Travis Hunter situation. Now, it was that girl that came out and was doing all of the foolishness. She put the foolishness on display for the world to see. And when the world commented on it, and it was not a favorable comment, now all of a sudden it was bashing not only her, but it was so-called bashing Travis. And I have not heard nobody really say nothing bad about that young man. The worst I heard anybody say about him is they call him a simp or something like that. But they're not like saying he's a bad guy. The reason I bring it up is because now you've got this campaign about mind your business, let them go through it. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be trying to tell people what to do. And the Black community gonna perish for them kind of thoughts. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if we go through life experiences collectively and we understand where the stuff is going, you trying to tell me that it is not the elder generation's job to warn the younger generation? Just don't say nothing at all. See, you got to say something whether they apply what you said or not. The application of what you said is not what we're looking for. We're looking for the fact that you need to have been told. You need to have been warned. See, Allah don't bring destruction to nobody without a warning. You always get a warning. You always get a warning. Everybody get a warning. Before you are destroyed, on whatever level you are destroyed, Allah always warn you. So what we saying with that sentiment of don't bother to tell nobody nothing because they're gonna do what they are gonna do what they want to do. Most people do. Most people do exactly what it is that they wanted to do, regardless of what advice was given to them or regardless of what information was provided to them. But that means don't provide the information. Don't provide the information because folks gonna do what they want to do. He gonna definitely do what he want to do. None of us can actually stop him from marrying that girl, leaving that girl, or whatever the case may be. Nobody is saying that's what we trying to do. Nobody's physically going nowhere to try to talk that boy out of nothing. Because he is an autonomous human being. And if he want to be with that woman, then he can be with that woman, and whatever come. He won't be the first, is not the first, and won't be the last. But that means, for Black people, that means don't give the information. No, you're going to have the information. You're going to have the information. So that when the destruction come to you, we don't want to hear it. Not going to be able to hear it. That's the whole point of the Most High sending the books and the prophets. The whole point. The whole point of all the prophets, all of the books. And then after he gave you that, he gave you free will. I'm going to present life to you. That's destiny. See, people get destiny and free will like it's mutually exclusive. No, it's not. They work in tandem, actually. Because Allah didn't say he guides your decisions. Allah said he's in control of the circumstances and the conditions. That's what he said he in control of. That's what he took control of. He took control of the conditions and the circumstances of life, of everybody's life. He gave you free will so that you can make a decision about it. So you can make a decision about it. Because if he wanted to compel us, he would have. But it wouldn't be submission, it would be subjugation. He wanted submission. That has to happen willingly. You got to want to do that. And he also knew with free will, you was going to do what you wanted to do. That was the whole point of giving you free will, because you're going to do what you want to do. Or you're going to do what you think is in your best interest to do. And so when he gave you free will and gave you all that, he gave you an instruction manual. He gave you the information. Don't say you wasn't warned. So when the day of judgment come up, don't act like you ain't never heard of that. Yes, you did. Told you that. You not believing it was not my problem. So the Most High set that system up. And humans abide by it. In everything that we do the same thing. On a small scale, a medium scale, we do the same thing on an individual scale, we do the same thing. Your parents, if they are good parents, gave you the instructions before you got that punishment. You got that spanking because you broke the rules. Why was you accountable for the rule breaking? Because they gave you the rules. These were not arbitrary things that you didn't know whether or not you were supposed to do that. Told you to come in, don't be skipping classes at school. And if I find out that you skipping classes again at school, you're gonna have a problem. I told you don't do that. Why you shouldn't do that? Stop leaving the ground, because I don't know what's going on or what happened to you and all of that kind of stuff. Stay in the school. What do you do? Stop playing hooky at the school. Stop doing that. That's your warning. You know you're not supposed to play hooky at the school. So then when you go to school and play hooky anyway, and you hurt yourself, something happened to you. And that's how your parents found out you play hooky. Now you got to get the consequences. And that's why your parents used to say, don't cry now. That's why your mom and your daddy used to say, don't cry now. I don't want to hear you cry now. I don't want to hear you cry. What you whining for? Because you wasn't crying when you was breaking the rules I told you don't break. That didn't upset you. When Allah was holding the prophets accountable for the delivery of the message, not what people did with the information. He even told Rasulullah Sallallahu in the Quran, I guide them. I guide whom I will. You don't guide whom you love. I do the guidance. Me. That's me. I do that. That's not even your responsibility. You're not accountable for that. I didn't charge you with that. I charged you with the message. That's what I charged you. I charged you with the proper delivery of the message that I gave you. That is what you are responsible for. You're not responsible for whether or not people take heed to that. So my whole point of saying all of that is you still have to give the information. The message has to be given. What are we saying? What are we saying as a people? Don't tell them nothing. Don't tell them nothing. But then that flies in the face of when we look at these young chicks out here and these young girls out here popping coochie and doing all kind of foolishness. What's the first thing that men be saying? Why come the older generation didn't tell them? Why didn't the previous generation of women give the proper guidance to the younger generation? So, which is it? Don't give the younger generation no information, just let them go through it and all kind of stuff like that? Or are we supposed to give them the necessary warnings and information that they equip them with the information that they need to go through life? Because what? We having a hard time. Listen. Thank you, Mogul, for the support. I appreciate you. Thank you, Lydell, for all of your support. And I seen the support that you gave earlier. I appreciate you. So I like what you're saying, Crimson. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, most hated and underrated. Says never a sidetrack when God touches your heart to speak, if that makes sense. It makes sense. And thank you so much. And thank you, Black Goku said, yet these are the same people that will try to talk down on traditional families that doesn't line up with their hyena mentality. Pure hypocrisy. Thank you. I appreciate you. I was actually intending on having a little bit more of a jovial show. I kind of was in the mood to laugh and giggle. But man plans and Allah plans, and Allah is the best of planners. I was also gonna have like a ask me anything. So if you want to ask me some questions, send a super chat if you want to. Super chats less than $10 won't be. It's super chats 10 and up. I answer your questions because, like I said, I kind of wanted to have a little bit more of a jovial thing, but like I said, Allah decided what was going to be spoken about. Because I was going to be laughing about getting the Christmas spirit. I don't have it, by the way. Hmm. There was something else I wanted to show y'all. Oh, it shouldn't be that far back. It was something actually funny. Oh, I know I saved it. Ah, here it is. Oh boy. We don't need the sound. Now, these are two women who are trained. The guy, as you can see, he don't do no training. I didn't want the sound because of the music. The reason that I wanted to play that hyenas. That's what y'all said y'all wanted. Equality. Right? Y'all swear to God that if a woman is trained and if she know how to fight and this and that she should be able to defend herself against these men. No, you can't. No, you can't. And he was going easy. This was a dude that was probably winded in there. He was probably so winded. You saw that big old belly on him? He don't do no exercise. He can't touch his toes. I promise you, he can't touch his toes. He cannot. He can't. He ain't tried to touch his toes in years. He eat a lot of carbs. He drink a lot of sodas and probably beer and alcohol and stuff like that. That's how your belly get that big. He's a carbaholic. All he do is eat bread and pasta and sugar. That's all he do. He don't train. He don't go to no gym. He don't lift his leg too far up off the ground. He don't do none of that stuff. Nothing. He don't do none of that. It was two of them women in there that was fighters. Now, against another woman, she probably mollywopper. But against a man that don't do no training, he don't have no formal fighting skills. You know what I'm saying? Like, he not a formal, you know what I'm saying? I know how to do. Nope, none of that. He just a regular dude. He probably would just work with his hands and sit on the couch. That's what he do. His body tell you what he do. Or rather, what he don't do. Yeah, he ain't walking up no stairs or none of that. He don't want to do none of that. And that man got in that ring with no cardio. Ain't picked up a weight since a weight picked him up. And proceeded to mollywop both of them chicks. And was going easy because he wasn't like knocking them out. He was like tapping them. He was basically, those were skibbity paps that he was giving to them. Then was the equivalent of skibbity paps. That's all he was doing to them. And they couldn't handle it. They could not handle it. They couldn't do nothing with that man. Why do y'all think that y'all can square up with these men? That go back to that little bitty petite thing that I did a video on, trying to square up with them men. Why do y'all think that y'all can match these men strength for strength? Why do y'all think that y'all, why do you even bother to square up? Why bother? Even though he's not in a position in this country to really like square up with you, or you will have a case and all that type of stuff, it's embarrassing to say, at the very least, to get manhandled and thrown around. I don't even want to go through the embarrassment of that. You know, he get you by your head and just, you know, twist you around. I don't want to do that. Yeah, give you one of them little pops to the head, and then you. I don't want to do none of that. Why do y'all want to do it? That's the question. Thank you, Sister Bashua said, did you hear that with all the hate Cooking with Kaya is receiving, that she's getting her own cooking show? I didn't hear that, but good for her and good for them chicks that was hating on her. Because I had ended up hearing, I didn't hear she had got her show. I heard that they had got that girl banned off of TikTok. Now, why y'all get that girl banned off of TikTok? That girl ain't did nothing to y'all. So good. Somebody gave her a little cooking show. Hopefully she'll get some more little cooking lessons and expand her, you know what I'm saying? Expand her her craft, and she could get better and better at it and have all types of different diverse, you know, recipes that she can do. And I hope she go on to be a big success with her cooking channel. Ha ha. Y'all always trying to get somebody canceled. Thank you, Arvin. Say, keep teaching us the wisdom and knowledge. I appreciate you. Thank you, Miss Cherry. Said the Most High built men and women differently. My mom told me as a young girl that a boy my age, though shorter than me, he is still stronger. Yeah. It really don't, especially when it comes to women against men. It really don't matter what his stature is, what his physical stature is. He probably gonna tap you up. He gonna go ahead. You see what I'm saying? That man was in that ring playing with them. He was playing with them because he wasn't even so much as just knocking them down real bad. Then they was in the comment section talking about, you know, even though they, let's go back to the comment section. Matter of fact, this is why I talk about it the way I do. Completely disgusted by this. Why? It was somebody else that said, they must have deleted a lot of them comments because there was a lot of women was on there talking about some, you know, it's still disgusting that he was in there even hitting on the women. They jumped in there with him. He didn't catch them by surprise. They planned to do that. Got in there because they thought they was going to be able to at least, you know, let's do two. They thought they were going to be able to go in there and jump him and embarrass him. You know what I'm saying? He all out of shape and all that kind of stuff. And they thought they were going to go in there and embarrass that man and got embarrassed. They got whooped up. Not bad enough to leave no mark or nothing like that, but just embarrass you. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just teach you, just pop you and make sure you know what I'm saying? Something to just get you right, you know, and all that kind of stuff. You know how you kid, one of your kids make you mad, you don't full out whoop them, but you pop them. Hey, you know, get that together. Hey, you know, what are you doing? It just gets your attention real good. You know what I mean? They jumped in there for it. When I watched it, I was on the floor. You understand what I'm saying? I was on the floor. Like, that was funny. They should have jumped in there. What I'm feeling sorry for? Let's see what else I got. Thank you again, Most Hated said they canceled her to a contract deal when woke go wrong. Yeah, always trying to block somebody's blessing. Always trying to block somebody's blessing. Now that girl wasn't bothering them. Thank you, Mike says not her place to let men put other men in their place. When we talk about cooking with Kaya, some of the women was mad because they men was like comparing them. You don't cook like that, or you don't want to make that recipe. The only reason why you would get triggered by that is the fact that your man would even think to ask you that, and he's thinking to ask you that because he got a space to ask you that. That's why I said it was boneyard business in the first video that I did covering it. Because lionesses, we don't have them conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like, my husband ain't gonna bring me a video of like a woman cooking and be like, why come you don't never cook me dinner? Like, he can't even do that. There's no space for it unless he just want to play or he just want to joke. But he get dinner all the time. So there's no, you understand what I mean? There's no like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Now I feel some type of way because he said that, because really I don't be cooking him nothing. See, that's why these chicks was feeling some type of way. That's why they was feeling some type of way. One said one woman got mad because a man cooked her recipe that's ungrateful and crazy. See, it was the throwing that food on that flow. And me and you talked about it though too, babe. Because you was like, nah, the ungrateful. Because what are you doing? Like that's a whole new conversation at this point. Because for me, it was the throwing it to the flow for me. Don't you throw no food I done bought and cooked and made. Don't you throw no food on no floor. Leave it where it is if you don't want to eat it, but throwing it on the floor, She was way out of pocket. My baby said that man cooks her a whole meal for her. Very ungrateful. Yeah, this. Girl, get out of your bag. I'm sorry. I gotta go back around. I'm gonna wrap this up in a minute. We're not gonna stay real long. I gotta go back to the you bashing black women situation. Like, I gotta go back to it. So why come can't nobody say nothing to y'all? I have yet, for all the trolls that be coming up in here, I know y'all hate watching. Pull up. I'm gonna need y'all to pull up. I know y'all ain't gonna do it because y'all like to talk junk everywhere else, but you don't come here to really say it. Why come can't nobody tell y'all nothing? You know we can see you, right? We see y'all out here acting stupid. We see it. You out here in public. We gonna say it in public. That's just like your mama used to tell you. If you act a fool in public, if you embarrass me, I'm gonna embarrass you. If we get out here, you could be going anywhere, to stole somebody's house, whatever the case. And your mama always gave you the wire up. Don't get nowhere acting no fool. And the favorite line was, don't embarrass me, because I will embarrass you. I will embarrass you. That is the overwhelming concept that I'm coming from. Y'all have embarrassed us as not only as a group of people, but as a group of women. Y'all are embarrassing. Y'all embarrassing. Y'all don't get that? Huh? That you are embarrassment? We don't even like how y'all be acting. We don't like that. Because you brand me with the foolishness. Now I got to go somewhere with the stigma of, was she a black woman? So, you know, this, and that is thought of me. And I don't even do that. Y'all are embarrassment to us as a group. And you don't want nobody to say nothing? You bashing us. You should be bashed. You should be. What are we talking about? Because ain't nobody, the situation is too dire for anybody to be coddling you about it. See, all of that is a gaslight. Because see, that comes from the women are just wayward. And if they knew better, you know, if they had better guidance, then they would be better women. No, you wouldn't. Y'all hyenas because you want to be. We know it now. See, 20 years ago, you could have got us with that one. But y'all have showed y'all natural behind on this internet so long and so consistently and so egregiously. We're not dealing with that no more. We're not dealing with that. Oh, they just need, you know, you don't, because you don't take correction. You don't like correction. This is why I say what I say. I always come back to it. I don't try to save hyenas. I'm not trying to save no hyena, not one, not a single one. All of y'all can crumble under the weight of the boneyard for all that I care. Just let me get my broken lionesses out of it before it happens. That's all I'm concerned about. You need to hold the men accountable. Why are you worried about what the men are doing? That's the other thing that generally speaking, I speak out about and that I'm talking about. What is the obsession with if the men aren't a certain way, then I don't gotta be a certain way until the men act right? What do the men's integrity or lack thereof, character or lack thereof, masculinity or lack thereof, what do that got to do with you and whether or not you have integrity, character, doing what you're supposed to do as a woman? What does that have to do with anything? And let's just say it is dependent. Let's just say who women are collectively is dependent upon who the men are, and that the women cannot independently act away from the men. Let's just take that for a moment. Then that would mean that women are intrinsically tied and intrinsically always in a submitted and followership position with men. So it would behoove them to stand down and make sure the men are straight, because when the men are straight, I can't be straight without him being straight. Did y'all understand what I mean? if that's true, if the women can't be this and can't be that because the men are bad, then that means you are in an inherently natural submitted position to him, aren't you? Because you are completely dependent. Even who you are as a person is completely dependent on who he is as a person. So you really need to shut up. And concentrate all of your collective efforts on making sure that the men get straight. Since your very personhood depends on who they are and what they do. That's for all you chicks that like to do whataboutism. Well, the women are this way, and what about the men? What about them? Yeah, what about them? What about them? Since who you are is intrinsically tied to who they are, and you can't act independently of that, and you can't take the leadership position to be better, and then he follow you, that means we're in a perpetual state of following them, whether we want to or not. You're in a perpetual state of following men, whether you want to or not. This is involuntary. Lash, if you want me to talk to you, you got to spend $10 to ask a question today. Thank you, Sister Bashua. Said the hyenas will vent their grievances on Madam Sprinkle and Bang platforms, and no accountability in them is what Shahrazad Ali have been saying for the last 35 years. Exactly. He said, did you hear even Princella is complaining about these women? If she's complaining about them after dealing with them, then something is indeed wrong. You know, I caught that because, see, I didn't keep up with all the details, but I did watch it a few months back when her relationship fell apart with B. Taylor, and B. Taylor was kind of like saying her side of the story and all of that kind of stuff. I wasn't paying super close attention, but I did watch like a couple of videos about it, so I know about it. I know that it transpired. And so I did watch a clip, not the whole thing, of Princella was on that show, and she was talking about, well, these women are narcs. These women are, you know what I'm saying, manipulative, and these women are, and what she didn't like, what ended up blowing Princella's mind was that they perceived her and then began to treat her as a man, as a black man, not a woman. And her thing was, I'm still a woman. Even if I present masculine, I'm still not a man, which is true. She's still a woman. So she's going to think of things in a female way. She's going to feel a certain way because she's a woman, regardless of whether or not she presents masculine or not. So she was taken aback by the behavior of the women once they perceive you as a man, the respect goes way into the dirt. So I don't expect her to change her complete platform, because she has a platform. It was built on a certain mindset and a certain thing. So I don't assume that she's going to do a 180 and, you know, change it and do all that. She was drawing on her personal experience, and it took her back. Like, they saw me as a man, and then I started getting treated bad. like I wasn't treated with respect. My provision and my problem solving was disregarded. They didn't want to listen to the reason, and they just wanted what they wanted, like my girlfriend or whatever, what she was saying. She just wanted what she wanted out of me. And I was expected to give it, even though it wasn't even reasonable. Welcome to the world of men, Miss Princella. For all of that, what men have done to you, the women aren't going to be any better. The women are actually going to be more callous about it. Believe it or not. Women don't like other women, especially if they think you're a dude or they perceive you as such. Or you take the masculine role in the relationship. Once you take the masculine role, it's a lot of studs that don't like these women now. It's a lot of studs. A lot of studs. Did a show on a couple of them. Hey, like, hey, y'all crazy. Mm-hmm. So if the women that date women complain about the mindset of women, and the men who date women complain about the mindset of women, what's the problem? Who the problem? But we ain't supposed to say nothing to you. It's bashing if we say it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, y'all. I wasn't intending to hold y'all a long time. These last few lives have been much more than an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. But I thank you guys for hanging out with me and for chilling with me and really bearing with me. I want to say that as we come towards the end of the year, I'm probably going to have I don't know, I might have a New Year's thing or something like that. I'm not sure. But I want to thank you guys for rocking with me, because the positivity that I receive always outweighs any negative comments or any negative things that I get. And so I don't want to focus on the so-called negative things. I really want to focus on the positive things. I usually get positive feedback. I am grateful. I am grateful to you all for being my subscribers, for listening to me, for showing up every time I have a show, showing up to the videos, showing up to support the message, showing up, buying the books to support the message, all of that, man. Y'all don't know how I feel about y'all for real, like collectively. Like I value each one of you, whether you've been rocking with me from day one or you just got here. I value y'all so much. Like I don't take this stuff for granted at all. All of y'all support from the super chats to the books to buying the merchandise to being involved with the coaching process, and you know what I'm saying, and all of those things. I am honored and humbled that people would ever even come to me to give them any type of advice or give them or say anything to them and invite me even to that measure within their personal lives. To even trust me with that is an honor. I'm honored by y'all. Like, I'm honored by y'all. We may not always agree. I know everybody in the chat don't always agree with everything that I say, and that's fine. I don't like echo chambers. I have a smart audience base. I have a very intelligent subscriber base whom I respect very much. And I just wanted to like say that, because we show up here and sometimes it's tiring or whatever the case may be, but I don't ever want you guys to think that you all are not valued to the degree that you are valued. I love y'all. I love y'all for the sake of Allah. I love y'all. And may Allah guide all of us. May Allah help all of us. May Allah guide us on the right path. Give us guidance. Give us the tools that we need to go through this life successfully. Thank you, Dr. Steele said, Kendra, you always tell the truth. We appreciate it. I appreciate y'all too. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Okay. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.